Hello team, let's take a look at the S&P 500 index. All right, so on the S&P 500 index, on the weekly chart, each candle represents 1 week's worth of time, measuring from the bottom here all the way to the bottom here in October 2021. We have a channel. This is a verified mid-channel. We placed it on the top of here, and it gives us our mid-phantom line, which is verified. We have verification all throughout here, here as well at many other places along this chart. So we know that this is the correct line we're supposed to have drawn. It did create a shortcut, which is approximately right here around $4,447. And we use this line to determine behavior of price. Once we broke above this line, then S&P 500 actually becomes bullish. Okay. We had went up to our fire line, which was drawn here, connecting this top to this top, and it gives us this top. However, one thing to note is that price did beat mid-phantom by pressing through that middle line, and then it hit the upper red line, which again was created from this previous top. Now, when that happened, for the next week, price got stuck and then phased right through the line because it didn't have a place to go, and tried to come up, and then we went down, and then we came down, and we're basically on our way back down to the shortcut, again, $4,480 on S&P 500. However, when you see these nice rounding arcs, this is something to note, very important. When you see price has these nice round arcs on top of a shortcut, we've seen time and time again, the next thing we're actually looking for is price to bounce up off of the shortcut and then go up. However, because we already beat the mid-phantom level, this is no longer the target. The next target is actually much higher. And this is what some data may suggest at the moment. Now, what does that leave us? This leaves us with some high likelihood. We want to see if there's buying in this area as we're falling that could hint that we may be upturning as we come to the shortcut. In addition to coming to the shortcut, we're also coming to the bottom of this line that again has been established since all the way here in October 26th of 2020. Again, this line is verified. So it's very likely we may have support at this area right here. I'll show you. Right in that circle. It's very likely that price may overturn or turn up into this area. It's a higher probability at the moment. The next thing we'll do is we'll actually look at volume. Take a look at this volume. We have on our way down this past week, this candle, which still has approximately a few days left to go. I think it's about 3 days. Let me turn on my settings. Count down to bar close. Okay, this candle doesn't show, I think because it's an index, but each one of these represents 1 week's worth of time. So every new, I believe it's Sunday, on Sunday, the candle actually changes to a new candle. But already within just the time, today's Friday evening, from Friday evening, even though this says 9:41 a.m., that's just a glitch on my iPad. But even right now, you have this ultra high volume. Here's the average volume and how we have ultra high volume on a down bar. But the last time we went down, we actually went down on one of the lowest volumes we had seen since September. So what does that tell you? How could you have such a low down bar here? Because normally selling, you start seeing selling, if this was a true distribution phase, would be in these columns. And all we had was just some lowering volume. But now that we're falling, that's when you get the selling. That's when you get the ultra high volume. Something's a little fishy. Something's a little fishy with that. And we do need to just be aware of that. There is some support right here on the at this previous level. And I'm going to draw it for you here. And this is based on our infinity flats, which we teach in sword method. There is some support right there at this level, but when we see this ultra high volume, it signals generally that there might be hidden buying. Now we'll need the next candles to verify. If the next candle is an up bar or even a long up bar, then you know for a fact there was hidden buying in here. We won't know this until approximately the next candle of next week. And so we would see it on next Sunday. We could tell what that was. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get the move all the way down to approximately 44,000 or touching this yellow line. We're already well within range touching this yellow line. And that line is correct. It's pretty exact. This is how it should be. Yet we haven't touched that line yet. So the next candle for S&P 500 may be a move down to this line and then a move back up. If we get that candle that goes up, combining it with this volume would tell us there was buying in this area, which means we're going higher, possibly to 5,092 if it were to happen right now. Now, you can, for the study of that, the study is called VSA, or Volume Spread Analysis. And you can, I'm not affiliated with Trade Guider, but they have great teaching course on reading volume and spread analysis, not technical analysis like I'm showing you, but just reading the candle volume and the candles. They start giving you a good foundation about how to go about that. But what I'm telling you here is that there's a high possibility that there's some buying, hidden buying going on. Let me show you some more of what I mean. Okay, we had a long down bar on the increased volume. Okay, here's the volume, and then the next bar we went down on little bit lower volume, but it's still above average. And then we had this big white bar almost to the exact same spot, in the exact same space as this long up bar. See how this white bar closed and we're still within that body of the candle that had the ultra high volume? How is that possible? Again, I think there's already some hidden buying here, okay, in this area. So if they're buying, they don't buy at the high prices. The general principle is to buy low and sell high. If there's buying in this area, then that is accumulation, and it's exactly where the accumulation should be. So this kind of says something. The other thing it should say to me, looking at the weekly chart, is because we already penetrated above this mid phantom level, we haven't really respected it correctly. We went up and couldn't close below it, and then we phased through, and then we came back up and touched that mid button. But once we start weakening that roof, it's like you break a hole in the wall and you're finally demolishing the ceiling, and that allows you to continue up if you were going up, and generally the trend is up. I had some S&P 500 bearish sentiment as we came into here, but now you can see this arc is so much more wider as we press through. Once we press above through sword cut, that previous analysis is null. For the past few weeks, I've just been watching S&P 500, waiting for a pullback, because this is the natural formation that price needs to happen, or needs to happen to price if we are going to be going up to higher amounts. However, because of this white arc up, if a move up happens, it can happen very quickly. So even though with all the stuff going on in the economy, you may see another run on S&P 500. If we are going to have some bullish sentiment, I would be looking for price to come underneath the sword cut, either this one or this one, and then we can move down. But it would need to form another formation, something like this. But the problem, the news is basically once we cross this line, we're bullish again. And we went up, and sure enough, we went up all the way to mid phantom and just a little bit higher up to that fire line. Now we came back down. Now I'm expecting a pullback up because price has been healthy. And currently we are sitting on top of this flat support, which was created because it's an infinity angle. A minor one, but it's one. So it's very highly probable at the current moment, looking at the data, we may be getting up to 5,092 on S&P 500. We'll know that for sure once we start getting up here and you start seeing that curve. If you start seeing the curve, it looks like what people would call a cup and handle pattern. This would be something similar to that. Let's watch and continue watching the daily chart and the S&P 500 weekly chart. This data is available on TradingView. The SKU number is SPX for that. Okay. If you want some more information, you guys can always take a look at my Patreon. We talk about these in our nightly dive classes, and I will be posting some more videos about different cryptos and different stocks throughout the month of December. S&P 500. I generally don't do stocks. I do a lot of cryptos. S&P 500, www.patreon.com/jsong_7. I'll see you guys in the next one.